Mission Impossible Fallout. So this is the 6th installment in a franchise.
Is it?
Yeah, which it's a franchise I feel like has a tendency to creep up on us a little bit because I really don't give the Mission Impossible films any passing thought until a new one is about to come out. And then I suddenly remember, oh, these films are great, which I think might actually be the secret to its longevity because they're almost like deliberately fleeting so that they avoid that sense of franchise exhaustion that so many other properties have to worry about. And they're just great because they're these little morsels of pure Hollywood thrill and glamour, and they hit all the basic pleasure nodes. And Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt is essentially a watch ad come to life. And I think as well, to live in this modern world and all its daily irritations, there is something genuinely electrifying about watching somebody who is that competent at their job. It's just what the whole of Fallout is just characters going, Ethan, how are you going to fix this? And he goes, I'll figure it out. And then he does. He just does figure it out. And it's incredible. And so he is the absolutely like idealized romantic hero, and all women fall in love with him. And his only flaw, as we discover in this film, is that he cares too much about the people that he loves, which is not really a flaw. But I love that Mission Impossible has stuck to its guns on this, as opposed to something like the Bond franchise, which has sort of felt like compelled to become self-reflective and have these more gritty, more somber movies. It's great that 6 films in, just the Mission Impossible franchise just is still enthusiastic about itself. It still really wants to have fun. And so this film is directed by Christopher McQuarrie, and it's actually the first time a director has returned to the franchise. And I think with good reason, because he gets it. He gets it.
He gets Tom Cruise. He gets all that, I think.
Yeah, he really gets Tom Cruise, and the fact that, like, Ethan Hunt is essentially just the thin veneer that we put over Tom Cruise, because that's all we want to watch.
It's a baseball cap. That's
Yeah.
all, the only difference
It's just
between...
a thin veneer of paint, when really you are just watching Tom Cruise, the smile and the confidence and just the dedication to do anything and everything. He'll just, if someone wants him to do it, he will do it. And I think in terms of the stunt work in this film, the sense of technical perfection here is so pure. It's like ballet. It's like almost what he does is ballet. The way that he runs is an art of its own.
Have you tried to do it? It's brilliant.
Oh, I kind of want to, because at one
great.
point he runs in front of the Tate Modern, and I want to go
Do
and
it.
just do the
Yeah.
arms.
It should be like a kind of new sort of bus tour around London, especially for this film of kind of the Mission Impossible bus tour, where you just get to run like Tom Cruise across buildings and along streets where he's run for this film.
And he's so fast. He's so fast. And I think as well, I've heard rumours that this is the last in the series.
Really?
Which I don't know.
no.
I think secretly they might wrap it up after this one. I'm not sure. But I think I would understand why, because I'm not sure how you top this, because he jumped out of a plane 25,000 feet in the air. He's leaping between rooftops. He is swinging between helicopters. This is his Swan Lake, the Tom Cruise's Swan Lake. And I loved as well that the action scenes in this are deliberately a little chaotic. But yet there is such a strong sense of visual storytelling. So even at the same time, you're so aware of exactly what is happening.
Yeah.
You're so aware of where everyone is at every single moment. And it really plays into that self-aware sort of wink and nudge attitude that there's this pretense that everything is going wrong. But of course it isn't, because it's Ethan Hunt and he's already 2 steps ahead of everything. And it really revels in those clever tricks, but it also wants you to be in on the joke. And so it's a very simple premise. So Mission Impossible Fallout. And they're trying to, this mission, if he chooses to accept it, is to track down an anarchist by the code name John Lark and the people who work for him, called the Apostles, to stop them from acquiring 3 plutonium spheres, which will be used to construct 3 nuclear weapons, which, of course, if they go off, worldwide devastation. And that is explained in the first 10 minutes. And then the film just pats you on the back and goes, off you go, have fun. Yeah. And the rest of it, there's a little bit of loyalty twister between the IMF, Ethan and his crew. the CIA and their man that they bring in, Henry Cavill's August Walker, which is a great name.
Great name.
Yeah. MI6 and Rebecca Ferguson's character, Elsa Faust. And also Vanessa Kirby, who turns up from The Crown.
She's awesome.
Who, yeah, just deliciously
Smoulders, doesn't she?
evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's called the White Widow. She's shady arms dealer, which is just a fun part to play.
Yeah. Angela Bassett as well.
Oh, yeah, Angela Bassett, yeah.
Yeah, it's
who
great.
just turns up to be the boss. And is very good at it, as she always is. And it's not exactly jam-packed with character development, but I like that they gave Ethan a sense of progression. You know, this isn't under the illusion that this is the same Ethan as the first film, which is a nice breakaway from... There's a little bit of a tendency with Tom Cruise films recently to pretend that he is a 30-year-old man, just like The Mummy. Let's not bring that back up again. But it's nice that it's actually... we've sensed that he's gone on a journey, even though those films are so insular and so sort of, you know, it doesn't matter if you haven't seen Rogue Nation.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, they're bringing in Henry Cavill, who's something of a younger threat. And he's also made to really reckon with the choices that he's made over his life. And that's where the title comes from, like the fallout of all your good intentions, which is a great line from the trailer. For example, what happens to his wife, Julia, played by Michelle Monaghan, who has had to previously take on a new identity just to protect herself from the shadow of Ethan Hunt. And so it's a nice way of subtly reflecting back on the previous films without really impacting this idea of the flawless hero. And so, yeah, I don't know if this is going to be the last one, but if it is, I feel like it is a pretty perfect finale.